All right, baby girl is napping and I have a basket full of laundry to fold. So I thought this would be a good time to just kind of have a chit chat with you guys. Gonna be kind of a just casual video where I talk about my postpartum experience with the second baby. It was very different from my postpartum experience with my firstborn. It's honestly just so wild how you have a baby and then you're like, okay, I know what to expect. Like I know what's gonna happen. And then your experience with the second one can be so different from the first. So if you wanna go back on my channel, or I'll link it up here in the iCard as well, I have a pretty in-depth postpartum TMI recovery video from my first labor and delivery. So if you want a more in-depth video on products that you can use to help recover downstairs, I had a midline episiotomy with that first birth. So if you're looking for information on how to prepare for a little bit more trauma in the downstairs area, you can go ahead and watch that video. But this video is just going to be a little more chatty, just sharing my experience with my recovery after baby number 2. So the main difference with this one is I did not have an episiotomy like I did with the first. So my firstborn, her heart rate kept dropping and they basically said she needs to come out like right now, which is why they gave me the episiotomy. Basically with my second one, she came out so fast and I just had a minor 1st-degree tear. So I had a couple stitches. She said she probably didn't even need to stitch it, but I mean, she stitched it. I was even asking for an epidural and they gave me the fluids to get one, but she came out so fast that there was no time to give me the epidural. So the downstairs recovery was a lot easier with this second baby just because it's just that minor tear. But the rest of my body, I feel like the recovery was so much harder, and I'm gonna tell you why. So first of all, the cramping. The postpartum cramping that happens with subsequent pregnancies, apparently it gets worse and worse and worse. And I did not know this. I thought I kind of knew what to expect with that. A little bit of cramping when you start to nurse your baby, your uterus starts to take that as a cue to start shrinking back down to its normal size. And you can get some pretty gnarly cramping. With this second baby, it hurt so much worse. Like they felt like labor cramps again. So I definitely was taking some Advil, Tylenol, I don't know, whatever they recommended at the time. And they actually offered me some more intense painkillers, which I opted to not take. But she did let me know that there was some more intense stuff available to me. But I just remember even it was almost worse like a couple days after I gave birth. I just remember curling up in the fetal position and I would finally have the baby asleep in the bassinet next to me and I just could not even go to sleep because the cramping was so bad. And I don't want to like scare any other mamas out there, but I'm just kind of telling it like it is.
Future in here, this is the part of the video where my microphone stopped working on me, but I'm basically talking about how I had this inner thigh pain and groin pain. Where all those tiny little muscles were really hurting me. And I don't know if it's because the baby came out so fast or what, but all of those little muscles were so in pain.
I'm not even sure what happened with that. And I talked to my doctor and she, I don't know, it didn't really help give me a point. She was just like, yeah, giving birth is traumatic. Like, yeah, thanks. But this might have also had to do with me jumping back into things way too quickly with the girls. So I touched on this in my transitioning from 1 to 2 kids video, which I will link in the iCard and in the description as well. So you should definitely go watch that if you want some tips and insight on transitioning from 1 to 2 kids. But I just jumped into things way too quickly. I thought I could wear the baby and get back to our routine of going to, we go to this indoor toddler play place a lot and do mommy and me classes there, and Junie has like a preschool class. So I thought we could jump back into it, and even though Olive was really small, I was still wearing her and it was putting a huge toll on my body. Like I was getting these really bad stomach pains, like specific muscle stomach pains, really low down, like in my uterus kind of groin area. And I even went and got an ultrasound done because I thought I may have had a hernia. It wasn't a hernia, it was just my body needing to rest. So I really should have reached out and I don't know, asked for some more help from family, because we have lots of family in town. Austin's parents live in town, my parents live in town. We're just so lucky and blessed to have so many people around us that can help. But I was like, you know, I've done this before, I got this, and I really should have asked for more help. So running around with the toddler really did a number on me. I should have rested more. And it got to the point where I was in so much pain that we decided to try preschool with Juniper, or daycare, whatever. She's 3.5, so she's not old enough for a BPK, but she went to preschool for pretty much a whole work day for a whole week. You know, we thought maybe she'll love it, maybe this will be great for her. And let me tell you, she did not love it. And the place she was going to, the teachers were really great. Whenever we asked her about her teachers and her friends there, she made some little friends, she would always talk about them in a positive way, but then she would be like, Mommy, I don't want to go to school. I don't want to go to school. She was waking up in the middle of the night, hysterically crying. And you know, this was supposed to help me get more rest, not less. So, you know, if we had kept her in there, she probably would have gotten used to it, but it just was not worth the trauma, like the immediate trauma that was happening. So we decided to stop after that first week. Also, the Friday, the last day she was there, we had a text message, or like a message on the little app that the daycare used. And there was like, they were on lockdown because there was an active shooter in the area. And I was just like, okay, yeah, you're never going back there. You're never leaving my sight. So we decided to take her out, but that 1 week that I had where it was just me and Olive at home and I was resting, I think it was enough to kind of let all those little muscles heal enough to where I was okay again. And something else we started doing is I started bringing our little kind of more compact stroller with us to that indoor play place that we would go to. So Juniper would run around and I would put Olive down for a nap in the stroller instead of wearing her for a nap. So frustrating. I filmed this whole video and for some reason, like the last half of the video clip, the audio is like screwed up. So I have this little guy recording as well as a backup. Also, quick question, where do you like to fold your laundry? Are you like a bed folding laundry person? Are you a couch folder? I filmed a video in my cloth diapering routine video where like I show my wash routine. I was actually sitting on the floor like folding laundry and stuffing my diapers, and then someone commented saying that was disgusting. So I never really thought about that, but I guess maybe that is kind of gross. But Juniper is always running around on this couch anyway, so there's feet everywhere. So we brought our more compact stroller into the lobby of this little play area, and that is how I was having her do her naps when we were at this place. So before I was just wearing her for all of our naps there. Once we moved to having her nap in that little stroller, my body really finally started to heal. And it was not easy to get her to nap in the stroller, guys. Like some of you might be thinking like, duh, yeah, why didn't you just do that from the beginning? She really, really liked being worn when she was napping. So I didn't really think she could do it. So if you have another takeaway from this video, please let it be to give your Bubba a chance. Like they might surprise you. Now I did have to like lean over the stroller and push it back and forth with one hand while holding the pacifier in her mouth for a good 15 minutes with the other one. But in the end, it was easier on my body than wearing her for a whole nap, for a whole like 2 or 3 naps while we were out and about. Because I was feeling really guilty for just staying home and having Juniper watch a bunch of TV while I was trying to recover. So that's why I was taking her to this indoor play place, because Juniper could just run off and go play and it was just me holding the baby. But even wearing her and walking around, wearing her with the baby, it was really taking a toll on my body. So I did figure out a way to get her to nap in that stroller, and that really helped a lot. Don't chew on the cord. Oh, you just stay with me while I film. So big takeaway from this video, please just let yourself heal. You gotta let yourself heal. Your toddler will not be damaged for life if they watch a little more TV for a month. And have those freezer meals ready. Ask for those gift cards to Grubhub or Uber Eats or whatever. Ask for help from your family. I know me, I thought I had it all together. I thought I didn't need as much help. I thought I was gonna be so cool going out and about, having my second baby, wearing them and taking her out and about. And I really just should have listened to my body and healed, because it caused a lot more issues. And I think if I had started healing and letting myself heal right off the bat, it would have happened quicker. But because I tried to jump back into things too quickly, it like screwed up all those muscles down there even more. And then I had to heal from like those pulled groin and lower abdominal muscles. Last thing I wanted to talk about was my milk coming in, because that whole situation was so different from my first. So With my firstborn, when my milk came in, I swear it was like a firefighter hose. Like it was so intense and crazy when my milk came in. My boobs got huge and rock hard, and like this one was ginormous and this one was like leaking all over the place like constantly, and it hurt so bad. Like I couldn't even lie down, like it hurt. And I would pump a little bit to relieve the pressure, but I didn't want to pump it all out because I didn't want my body to think it needed all of that milk. Yeah, it just really hurt. Now with the second one, it was not as intense. So if you had some really intense pain with the first, just know that it might hopefully be a little better with the second one. At least it was for me. So the milk definitely came in and there was more than my body needed, and it did need to regulate itself. And it did figure things out when the baby would start to drink, and it would figure out how much eventually that it needed to produce. But it didn't take as long as it did with the first one. So that's at least a positive that happened with the second baby, right? So that is about it for this video. I know it's just a rambly one, just wanted to chat. Definitely go watch the postpartum recovery video that I filmed with my first baby if you want more information on like specific products for healing the downstairs area. And that's about it. See you in the next video. Mwah, mwah. Mwah, mwah.